Hello, this is Dave Werden. I'm here at Schmidt Music in Bloomington, Minnesota because they let me know that they now have the Eastman Willson Q90 euphonium in stock. I tested what I think was a prototype a couple of years ago at an ITEC in Tempe, Arizona, and it was a nice instrument, but it seemed not quite totally balanced in all ways. And this horn is now mature. Some of the parts are actually made at the Willson factory, otherwise it's assembled by Eastman, and they seem to have found a good balance to bring an instrument of high quality into the lower, or the middle price range, I should say. It's not quite what the Willson is, and yet it's about $3,000 or more cheaper. So it presents an interesting thing to look at in the market. It's based on the Willson 2950, so it's got the 12-inch bell, the receivers for a large shank mouthpiece. The instrument looks quite a lot like the Willson in some ways. The shape, for example, of these connectors are very similar to a Willson. It's got most of the features that you'd see on a Willson, including, as you can see back here, we have the gutters under the valves to catch any water that might drip out, including under the fourth valve. The fourth valve itself has a traditional lock that has been part of the Willsons for quite a while. It's very simple, and yet it works quite well. The valves are a little tight on this one right now, and the slides are quite tight. I believe that will loosen up as people have a chance to play it, or if it were my horn, I would clean the valves every day and oil them every day after I play for at least a couple weeks to get those loosened up and clean out the manufacturing bits that might be there. Same with the slides. I would take them out every day, wipe off the lubrication, put fresh lubrication on, and put them back together. And after a couple weeks, that usually starts to make the horn feel quite a bit better. The intonation on this one, I just ran a graph, which I'll include in the video, seems quite a bit better again than the Q90 I tested a couple years ago. So this is a more polished product in several ways. Let's see how it plays. Tone seems nice and solid. The response is quite good. Doesn't feel quite like a 2950 Willson, but then it probably shouldn't. But now let's take a song I like to use on demos, what I consider one of the best songs in the literature for band that features a euphonium. That'd be the Holst second suite. There's a nice solo in the first movement that is perfect euphonium writing. Nice melody within a very lightly scored band context. That feels good. My air supply lasts about as long as it does on the horn I'm used to. I try to make 8-bar phrases on that, and this doesn't seem to suck any more air out of me, so that's helpful to play the song. Feels like I can sing the way I want to. Let's see how we do on something with a little more articulation. Now we'll see how it works in something softer and more lyrical. Now how about on a common theme that needs a little bit of a bounce to it? Now to test its response at soft levels, I'll play that same theme but very softly. That's pretty good. If a horn plays evenly throughout the range, then it will be easier for you to play it louder or softer. We want the horn to be fairly consistent from note to note. Horns that are wildly different from note to note would make that last thing I just played really, really difficult. So this horn does its job pretty well in that case. Now I'll try another piece from the band literature. I Got Plenty of Nothin' from a Gershwin medley. My overall impression is this is a very good instrument in that mid-price range. It has some of the Willson flavor, quite a bit of it in fact, which would be a more expensive instrument, bringing down to the more affordable price range, which is nice. Responds very well, has a good solid tone and good intonation. The build quality seems quite solid, very nicely put together. I'm curious to see in the long run, after a few months of use, if the slides and valves still work smoothly and nice, but no one will know that really until it gets in the field. But it seems like those things are built in the right way, and I'm pretty confident this horn will work smoothly if you own it for a while and take good care of it. I can't be sure exactly what it is. It's been a while since I played a Willson 2950. This horn feels in some ways similar and in some ways different, but I can't quite put my finger on just how. But that's to be expected when you're at a $3,000 or $4,000 difference in price. It seemed to have smoothed out the rough areas I noticed on the original one. Intonation is better on this one. The build quality seems, again, very nice, very solid. So I think they've found a good balance now for that mid-price range, bringing in as much of the Willson quality as they can in a horn that's more affordable. A thank you to Schmidt Music for letting me know this horn was available. I came right down as soon as I could to test it because this has generated quite a bit of interest on social media. So I thought I'd give you my thoughts at least, a little more complete than I had a chance to do when the prototype first came out. Hope this has been helpful to you, and thanks for listening.